Good afternoon, everyone. I have two kids, 5 years old and 3. Just like all other kids, the kids always want to play the pretending being in the adult world. They pretend being the daddy, mommy, doctors, and teachers. They pretend doing the shopping, teaching, and cooking. And one day, my daughter wants to pretend to do the grocery shopping with me. So he came to me saying, "Daddy, can you play with me?" I said, "Okay." So I gave her a toy wallet and put some fake money in it, just like those fake money we use in the Monopoly game. My daughter looked at the wallet and asked me one question. She said, "Daddy, where's my card?" I was so surprised at that time when I heard the question, because I suddenly realized in her world, she rarely sees us using paper cash to buy stuff anymore. She always sees we swipe the plastic card, the credit card, to do the purchase. So in her world, she thinks the plastic card is more important than paper. 2 years later, when my son grew up, and he wants to join the same game with his sister. So guess what? When we do the grocery shopping, he picked up his toy phone, because in his world, he thinks everything can be delivered to the front door by the fingertips. You don't need to go outdoor at all. And I believe he must learn that from my wife. That's my guess. Okay, so what does this story tell us? This story tells the technology has changed. And the technology shift is not just a technology shift. It changes our behavior. For us, who has gone through all of these progresses, it may be just a behavior change. But for our next generation, for the young generation, it is a whole living style change. So from their mind, from their eyes, looking at the same thing, they may look at the stuff in a different angle from our understanding. For example, they no longer know what is cash. They don't think we need to go outside to do the purchase. And I would say, if I would have the third kid, well, first of all, my wife needs to agree. If I would have the third kid, and he or she may just do the purchase by scan the face, and this technology is coming inevitably. So first, the paradigm shift of the technology, I would say, is a behavior change. Okay, now let's look at some other examples. September 15th, 2008. Does anyone still remember what is this date? This is the date when Lehman Brothers, which was the third largest investment banking at that time, filed a Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. It was a big event in the financial crisis. 2 weeks before that date, it was a Labor Day long weekend in the United States. So some of you may know the Labor Day in the United States is the first Monday of September. So 2 weeks ago, it was a Labor Day long weekend. And I was in a party with my friends. So in the afternoon, I received a call from my manager. And he said, "Kai, could you please run a report which tells me all of the risk exposures to all the transactions, settled and non-settled, with counterparty as Lehman Brothers and its affiliates." I don't believe at that time the people in the market knew the Lehman Brothers would file bankruptcy 2 weeks later. However, people do expect this company may have some problems. So I had to step away from the party and start working on it. It took me 10 hours trying to figure out all of the risk exposure of the transactions in my business line. And next morning, when I went into the office, I realized that I was not the only person who got the call, and I was one of the hundreds of people who received the similar call to run the similar report to get the total exposure of the risk for the Lehman Brothers stuff. And think about that. It took hundreds of people at least 10 hours trying to figure out one particular event and what is the impact of that event to your portfolio and to your investment. Now it's almost 10 years since then, almost 10 years. Financial market has changed every moment. We have the big event every minute, from the missile test of the North Korea, from the nuclear weapon concern between the US and North Korea, from the price big movement of the commodities like oil, and from the upcoming hurricane, and even from the regular economic data release. So what we need to figure out is, for every single event, what is the impact to our investment and the impact to our portfolio? Do we still need 10 hours to run the analysis? No, not at all. With the artificial intelligence, with the fintech, now we only need a few seconds, or even within 1 second, we can know what's the impact of each of these events. For example, if we want to know what is the market impact by the missile test of the North Korea, you just need to simply ask a question to the system which is powered by artificial intelligence. You ask the question, what will happen if we have this event? And it will tell you, in the recent 5 to 10 years, how many times we have the missile test by North Korea, and what is the general impact to the market? What is the average size? What is the impact range of this? And you will get a fully understandable quantitative report just in seconds. So this is how big change the fintech has already improved us. So not only in the behavior change I talked about, but also in the business change. It changed completely how we running our business and how we understand every single event, what's the impact to us. So I talk about 2 examples. From the personal life, we know the fintech changed our behavior. From business, we know the fintech changes our running business model. What's more important is how we should accept this whole change. What should we prepare for this new era? So I think the third most important thing is we need to have the mindset change. We need to have the mindset change to understand that we are already in the era of the fintech. The fintech is coming inevitably, and we should not refuse this one. We should accept this one. So what do we should do? First, we need to be adaptive. A lot of the people, they become very skeptical. They become very afraid when they see the new technology coming. Fintech technology change is just like any other technology change in the history. So it creates a challenge. It also gives us opportunities. But for us, we should embrace this change. We should not be afraid of this change. We should understand what a computer is good at and what a human being is good at. If you only think about that, I'm the expert in my area, and a computer cannot compete with me, cannot do better than me, I think this is a dangerous thought. What you really should think of is, I'm good at my stuff, but a computer can help me to do my stuff better, faster, more accurately. So we should leverage the computer, we should leverage the fintech to help us to make our life and our work better, faster, more accurately. In that case, you will be empowered by the technology. Empowered by technology to finish your work better and to save a lot of time so you can spend in other stuff. So second point. The second point is we should be creative. Compared to the technology, the human being is good at the creativity and innovation. For example, when we look at the new stuff, when we look at the new needs, we should think about what can we do better to solve this one. If I know what my client needs, I probably will create a new structured product to help my clients to solve their needs, but a computer cannot do that.
the computer can only help you to quickly calculate what is the return, what is the risk, but it cannot create a new product for you. You can think about the fintech in our world around us. Technology is changing, but it is a human being who creates a robo-advisor. Technology is changing, but it is a human being who created the internet and doing the mobile shopping. It is not the computer itself. It is still the human being to leverage the technology to create the new stuff. So for us, we need to be very creative. We should not compete with the computer about the speed, the power, the calculation. We should leverage that and creatively doing the stuff in a new way. So that is what a human being is good at. And lastly, we need to be proactive. A lot of times, the people is doing the reactive mode. For example, as a trader, when my clients tell me, help me to trade this particular order, buy or sell some of the stock, we usually just follow the instruction to do that. However, I would say, in the new era of the fintech, you should rather ask yourself, why my clients ask me that one? Why he or she wants to do this execution? Do I understand the fundamental needs of my client? If I understand the fundamental needs of my client, what else I could do? Should I suggest another way to help him or her to solve the fundamental problem? Maybe that's the way we should think about it. We should not just follow the instruction anymore. We should create some new solution to help our clients to solve their fundamental needs. This means we need to be proactive. So think about that 3 words. Be adaptive, be creative, and be proactive. If we live with these 3 mindset change in the new era of the fintech, I think we will not worry about what fintech will impact us, what fintech will replace my job. Instead, we actually will have a bright future and more brighter future, which we can use the technology to help us to do our job better, not losing our job. So everyone, I want to tell you that the technology change is coming. The paradigm shift is coming, but don't worry about that one. We just need to know that behavior will change. The business will change. But more importantly, your mindset should change too. Thank you.